What's going on, YouTube? Back at it again with another replay video. I apologize for not uploading in like 3 days. It was an extremely rough weekend. We'll just leave it at that. But anyway, back at it. Let's go. So it was my first ranked match in probably, I actually want to do say 3 days. This guy was a random player, so initially I have obviously no idea what he's using for a race. So I sent out a pretty early scout, figure out if he might be cheesing or not, because a lot of people do cheese if they're random. But yeah, I kind of screwed up on my minerals here. I didn't build any pros for a couple seconds, but yeah. So right now I'm just getting my standard opening, and he actually went for Nexus first, and I saw that. I see that he has no gateway yet, so I initially said I'm opening with a 1 gate into a Cybo and Robo, but I was like, dude, we got to go for 2 gateway harass. He's not going to be able to defend any of it. So after I knew what he was doing, I was like, gotta get my double gas and pump out some quick units to make his life a living hell, essentially. So he's following me back. I didn't think he would, but I hold position right here just to prevent him from scouting until he mineral walks through my probe to find out what was going on. So there, he does that. He sees I have 2 gates and a Cybo on the way. And I start building my first Zealot to defend against, or kill that probe, just to make it a little bit easier. He does put down a pylon, which I don't realize why. Maybe he was thinking just to distract me or whatever. It was like, okay. But I do send out a probe to get a proxy pylon next to his base. And I kill that probe. He cancels that pylon. That was literally wasted 25 minerals for him. He is banking 700 minerals right now, and I do not know why. So, I mean, I'm building my units as quickly as possible. I sent my 2 zealots because I know he still doesn't have anything. He can't. There's no way. So here I am just macroing up, getting my workers set. I'm getting my mothership core on the way. I was supply locked for like 15 seconds, which was kind of newbie of me, but 3 days away, shit happens. So here I am making my first attack across the map. I think I switched to it here soon. Yeah, here I go. So I mean, he still has no defenses up. I'm getting my 3rd gateway to support more units, obviously. But here I am taking out his pylons. I thought that maybe would supply cap him, but I was like, that's not important right now. So I see he doesn't have many probes at his natural. So I start taking him out or whatever. So I send my other units into his base to start killing him. And as I suspected, as like you guys saw earlier, he has absolutely nothing. Take out his only zealot, and he does get that photon overcharge on that pylon and get a little bit more damage. He just gets that zealot, but thankfully I did have reinforcements on the way, and my warp gate was done for a while. I just was too busy not paying attention to that. But he does get a couple more pylons down. I start switching to my warp gate and start warping in more units. Eventually, there we go. All that going on, I almost lose my my stalker. So I start bringing him back until my reinforcements come along. And this is just the beginning of the end for him, honestly. He does get another photon overcharge out here soon, I think. Yeah. So I just smartly get out the way of that and start targeting down his gateways. So at least he can't produce any units to combat this. But, you know, he's just throwing out zealots at me, which ain't going to do much against 4 stalkers. But I'm still getting more and more stalkers on the way. At this point, he really can't do much. He's at my mercy right now. But he's trying to micro me into his photon overcharge. I start shooting at it a little bit just to draw it, and I actually do. And so he has no more photon overcharges at all to use for at least, what is it, 40 seconds? I know it costs 50, but he was spawned for a little bit. But so now I can just freely take out his pylon and hopefully drag him out. I'm just buying time to get my enough stalkers to overwhelm him. Because right now, I mean, I was pretty good at math at high school, but I mean, come on, this is pretty basic right here. 8v2, you know, I think I win. But I just take out his pylons, powering his buildings, whatever, and he gives me the FU instead of the GG. Whatever, don't bother me any. Got the W, nice and quick. I like these 6-minute games. Get up on that ladder, but that is it for the day, guys. If you liked, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.